out to Big Tiff Child. Tiffany Henyard ordered to pay $10K as she eyes Georgia elected office. Big Tiff is back down there in the ATL.
She was fucking his best friend. So, I mean, everybody's fucking down here in Atlanta. I don't know what to tell you. They breeding like rabbits down here. Everybody getting ass.
Well, WGN Investigates has learned Tiffany Henyard is not done with politics just yet. The former South Suburban politician has moved to Georgia and appears to be running for office there. The local board of elections says Tiffany A. Henyard has qualified to run for a district commissioner's job in Fulton County. Henyard did not respond to a request for comment, though. The county includes Atlanta and surrounding suburbs. The longtime Democrat is running as a Republican, will not face any opponents in the primary. The district is heavily Democratic, and 4 candidates are vying for that nomination.
Hold up. Did they say nobody's running against her and she's running as a Republican? I know you effing lying. I love it. Is that what I heard? Hold on.
Respond to a request for comment, though. The county includes Atlanta and surrounding suburbs. The longtime Democrat is running as a Republican, will not face any opponents in the primary. The district is heavily Democratic, and 4 candidates are vying for that nomination.
This is somebody who hasn't had much of a chance to establish roots, and she's going to be running against people who have far deeper roots in the community. And so that might actually end up being what is her undoing. It might not be because of her scandalous past, but it may be she hasn't lived long enough in this district.
So that's the only reason. She hasn't lived long enough in
This is amazing.
She hasn't lived long enough in the district. Not anything about her past, child. She just hasn't lived long enough in the district. Nobody is running against her. I thought they said nobody was running against her. And she running as a Republican. Shout out to Big Tiff. Child, shout out to Big Tiff. And if she gets the job, we will have plenty to talk about. I have no effing doubt. Shout out to Gen Z. I appreciate you, boo. She said the Dems are so awful that Stephen A. Simp came on the record saying that he would vote for Marco Rubio if Gavin Newsom or Cam runs in 28. Now, I know they got to be kicking him out of the bourgeoisie. They got to be kicking him out by now. We got to catch up with Stephen A. Smith, y'all. All right, come on, chat.
But it may be she hasn't lived long enough in this district.
And there are also questions about whether Henyard has lived in Georgia long enough to hold office. Also today, Henyard lost a $10,000 judgment in a rent dispute with her former.
Oh, that was a cute outfit, child. Tiffany can dress her ass off. Tiffany can definitely dress her ass off.
There are also questions about whether Henyard has lived in Georgia long enough to hold office. Also today, Henyard lost a $10,000 judgment in a rent dispute with her former landlord back in Dalton. You can read all about it at WGNTV.com/investigates.
Child, you remember that with the landlord and her and Kamal wasn't paying allegedly, but they really wasn't paying, but allegedly. Child, you can't make it up. And our friend Nate the lawyer is on it. Tiffany Henyard runs for Fulton County Commissioner as a MAGA Republican. Yo, isn't that the spot where the woman judge used to bring people in after hours, even though she wasn't supposed to be, because she was getting people to be married or something like that, and she was Woo, Lord, scamming is clearly the way. I am in the wrong business, cha.
Breaking news, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reports Tiffany A. Henyard, a Republican business owner, has qualified to run for District 5 commissioner seat and will be on the ballot.
Well, WGN Investigates has learned Tiffany Henyard is not done with politics.
And a lot better than takeout, and a lot healthier too. Now, the best way to back to the channel. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and today we are talking about our favorite crazy mayor, Tiffany A. Henyard. Now, for those of you who do not know who Tiffany Henyard is, she was at one point labeled the worst mayor in America. All right, I'm not going to go over the whole history here, but for instance, she told the taxpayers to pay their taxes by playing Rihanna's "Bitch Better Have My Money."
Nobody knows that. Don't nobody know that.
Tiffany Henyard certainly isn't shy.
All the memories. Back down memory lane. Back down memory Lane. She dressed up as Nino Brown, then tried to say, I was doing an episode of Ma Ann. Yes, Ma Ann, who was doing a rendition of New Jack City. Child, Lord help your people.
About attracting attention. Here she is starting a Dalton Village board meeting dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City. Later punctuating her political points with the help of her own DJ.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
Then she gave a convicted sex offender a badge and told him to go into people's homes.
Furious after a Fox 32 investigation found this registered child sex offender on the public payroll.
A sex offender, you don't give them carte blanche to go into different people's homes.
46-year-old Lavelle Redmond is close friends with Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who in September hired Redmond as a code enforcement officer without the village board's approval. Redmond served 25 years in prison for the brutal gang rape and beating of 2 young teenage girls in the 1990s and was arrested and charged after our first story aired for violating the reporting requirements of the sex offender registry. But Mayor Henyard says her friend deserves a second chance. Infuriated.
Her friend deserves a second chance. Yeah, vote that ass in. Yo, y'all remember the fight? They fighting. Oh, the memories. Yeah, the memories.
A number of Dalton residents. Fox 32 has also obtained this cell phone video showing Redmond interacting with the mayor and little children at a back-to-school event in Dalton. Notice the badge on his waist.
And let's not talk about the lavish trips around the country like this one she took to Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas!
And then there are the trips to Las Vegas. Mayor Henyard and other top officials traveled to Sin City in May to attend a shopping center conference. It's unclear if it helped Dalton land
Not a shopping center conference. What the hell?
any deals.
Don't have a clue. We're all in the dark. Not only are the residents in the dark, but the trustees are also in the dark as well.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Actually, yes. The credit card records do shed some light on tax dollars spent at several restaurants near the Strip, including Cafe Hollywood and Hot and Juicy Crawfish.
All right. Any other questions?
So you're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your questions.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
You asked me a question and I responded. So any other questions you may have?
So there are a lot more controversies dealing with this particular mayor in this particular tab. But we're not going to go into all that because this video will be an hour long. Let's get into what's going on in Fulton County.
Yeah, but thanks for the update, Nate, for sure. Those are all classics. Shout out to Big Tiff.
Georgia. So now, since I'm a good YouTuber, Henyard was the mayor in Illinois, Dalton, Illinois. She had done such a horrible job, she was kicked out of office by a landslide victory.
Tiffany Henyard was a no-show for her election night party after it became clear that she would lose in a landslide. I did speak with her by phone. She said she accepts the election results. She said, the people have spoken and God must have a different plan for me. It was a far cry from the tone that she
Praise the Lord.
struck earlier in the day when she insisted that she would win in spectacular fashion.
I don't win. What are you going to do?
I might run for something bigger. Never know. We're not going to talk about that till we get the results, but I am confident that I will have a landslide this evening. My residents do love me despite fake news, not showing the good that I do in the community, because I do a ton of good. But y'all just painted me as bad news for 4 years.
Yeah, Tiffany Henyard didn't just lose tonight. You might call this a political annihilation. Her opponent, trustee Jason House, getting a 7-1 margin on over her tonight. House with 87.9% of the 4,400 votes cast here today. Henyard getting just 12% of the vote.
So as you saw, Henyard was kicked out of office, landslide loss. So she decided, hey, maybe Illinois is not the place for me, and headed to Atlanta.
Atlanta is known as, it's the Mecca. It's known as Black Hollywood. It's known as the city of dreams, especially if you're an entrepreneur, a boss, a creator. So my first question is, what led you to Atlanta?
You just said it. Opportunity.
So this clip confirms two things: that Tiffany Henyard is no longer operating in Illinois and she's moved to the Atlanta area. To even confirm this even more, she describes a business that she is now owned and operated in the Atlanta area.
And for those of y'all who are new to her story, your clothing store, before we wrap up, the new Wave.
A clothing store. If Tiffany don't try to open up a business, nobody opens up a business.
Yes. In College Park. Yes. Amazing clothing store. I love the merch. I actually got my first outfit. I'll definitely be back. Anyone who knows it even knows I love to shop. I mean, I'm a lady. We all like to shop. Yeah. So talk to us about what we can expect with your clothing store. She doing it all, y'all.
So basically, everybody was into my fashion for my 4 years.
Oh, yes. That was a big thing.
Yeah, but that wasn't clothes that you made. And this fashion right here ain't looking too good, Shy.
Hey, that was a big thing. Yeah. So she was always dressed.
Always dressed.
And the hair was always laid.
Yeah. Thank you. So basically, I want to basically embrace somebody with how I dress. When I'm on a down day like now, like this is something that we carry in our store. This is a Puma outfit.
Cute too.
So we got different things for a different you.
So now we know that Tiffany is down in Atlanta, and the Atlanta Journal-Constitution did an article. And in this article, they talk about who's running for various positions in Fulton County. And down right here, they say Tiffany A. Henyard, a Republican business owner.
Tiffany A. Henyard, a Republican business owner. Child, you cannot make it up. But you know, she was saying about how she supported Donald Trump way back when, child. She was getting away from them Democrats. She must have been listening to Malcolm X. She said, I'm distancing myself from you ninjas. I got all I can need from y'all. And y'all didn't help me out. Moving on. She said, I'm moving on, child.
Also has qualified to run for the District 5 commissioner seat. So we know Tiffany A. Henyard has moved to the Atlanta area, has moved to Fulton County. But is she this business owner who's a Republican? Well, here's what Tiffany A. Henyard says about Democrats and Republicans.
So you certainly landed during a trying time in the world. There's been a lot of conversation lately about members of the Black community leaving the Democratic Party.
Ooh.
Yes, that's been the topic of the day on social media, like in the podcast world. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh, yes. They talking, honey.
They are talking. They are talking. What's your thoughts about that?
I'm really, really happy that people are entertaining the conversation. I really want people to educate themselves so they understand who does what, how it works, and what's the process.
Right.
Because everybody's pointing the finger at they did it, left, right, okay, whatever.
Right.
But no one's coming with facts.
People keep voting for Democrats or keep voting Democrat, but the Democrats aren't doing anything for the Black community.
Wow. And this interview is old. Yeah. I saw this interview. Well, I didn't watch it, but I saw that she did this interview with this girl, this young lady, I should say, about a month and a half to 2 months ago, but I didn't feel like going over it. But child, they over here talking about the stuff that we just started talking about again after this Jasmine Crockett crap. I wonder if they're going to have a problem with Big Tiff, because before she left Thornton Township, she was talking about, you know, how good Trump was and Republicans, blah, 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 blah. Who knew she was going to take on being a Republican? Shout out to her for doing some changes, child. She down there with Fannie. I wonder if Fannie will back her. I wonder if anybody will be down there that will back her, you know, because that's a star. And you know, that's a star. Always supports her. Now that's a star, right? Regardless of political affiliation. That's quote unquote, of course.
They did it, left, right, okay, whatever. Right. But no one's coming with facts.
People keep voting for Democrats or keep voting Democrat, but the Democrats aren't doing anything for the Black community.
That's true. So I lived it. That's true.
You lived it. You mean
I lived it because I am a Democrat. I ran as a Democrat. And if you go check my voting record, that's what I always pull, a Democrat ballot. And Democrats really need some help. And I'm here to say it proudly that a lot of them don't belong in the seats that they're in. Residents have to really research them and stop listening because they say they're Democrat don't mean they for you. Mm-hmm. They're normally for themselves. You have to really pay attention and change the narrative that we see right now.
Right.
Because right now, Republicans are doing a good job to me. This is my opinion.
No, everybody got their own opinion. Everyone has their own opinion.
What, when, where. I'm only speaking because I lived it. By me being a Democrat, and my very own is the ones that was attacking me.
All right, because this...
Wow! I don't even know what to say, y'all. The audacity. Child, Tiff must be watching this show. She said, you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to move on over because these daggone Democrats ain't doing nothing for nobody. Girl, you better be careful down there. Girl, you better be careful down there. You know, they don't really like it when colors come off of the plantation and decide that they want to run away and potentially possibly be conservative, Republican, MAGA. That's not allowed. Girl, that is not allowed. Be careful.
This was so confusing to me whether this was actually Tiffany Henyard from Illinois versus some random Tiffany A. Henyard. I actually went to the Fulton County list of qualified candidates. These are the people who've actually done the work to be qualified to be placed on the ballot. And I wanted to see what it said about this particular race. So when you scroll down, you're at the Fulton County Board of Commissioners, District 5, and it says Democrat, 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 but it has Tiffany Henyard, Republican, business owner. Is she an incumbent? No, she's a Republican Party. And she qualified on March 5th, 2026.
Child, that was just a few days ago. Shout out to Big Tiff. She said, let me get on there. Now, I feel like she's lived there for a while. Let me rephrase. She's had an address down there for a while, because even when she was going through the shit, remember, she was traveling back and forth to Atlanta. And honestly, she probably was thinking ahead that that's possibly what she was going to do. Allegedly. But she definitely had residence. Her and Kamal was going back and forth, if y'all remember.
Very recently. So what do we know? We know that Tiffany Henyard moved to Fulton County. She opened a business in Fulton County, and she says she's done with Illinois politics. She also says how she's unhappy with the Democrats. They were the ones that attacked her, and says she's very happy with how the Republicans are running things. All right. So we have to understand what we also don't know. We don't know if this Tiffany Henyard is our Tiffany Henyard. We don't have the candidate affidavit. We don't have the filing address in District 5 where this is. There's no campaign website that we can see. It's just a name in the same county where Tiffany Henyard has moved to. But again, there could be more than one Tiffany Henyard in Fulton County. So the bottom line is, did Tiffany Henyard move to Atlanta, open a business, switch parties, and file for office? Or is this just some other person with the same name?
The former South Suburban politician has moved to Georgia and appears to be running for office there. The local board of elections says Tiffany A. Henyard has qualified to run for a district commissioner's job in Fulton County. Henyard did not respond to a request for comment, though. The county includes Atlanta and surrounding suburbs. The longtime Democrat is running as a Republican, will not face any opponents in the primary. The district is heavily...
Okay, she won't face any opponents in the primary because she's the only person running Republican.
Democratic, and 4 candidates are vying for that nomination.
So this is for the fans out there. Do you think this Tiffany A. Henyard is our Tiffany A. Henyard?
Is definitely our Tiffany A. Henyard. Good luck to her. Good luck to her. Okay? Because I support it. I support it all. If they allow this to happen, you get what you vote for. Lest we not forget, we'll be talking about this. If/when you see more, I see more, we definitely coming back to this. All right? I'm just saying. Look.